Welcome back, everyone, for this pitch session on a topic that I really love. What is it? Inclusion. Is anyone interested in inclusion over there? Where's your hand? Yeah! Okay, let's drive change about inclusion. I'm Rebecca Svej, and I will be the master of ceremony for today. I'm excited. I'm really excited to discover the pitchers. I'm really excited to discover the jury. But for now, why are we talking about inclusion? We believe that here at ChangeNOW, really meaningful change is supposed to be for everyone and by everyone. Don't you agree? Yeah, right. So inclusion is very important for innovation and change. Therefore, we really need the institutions to include inclusion and impact in their curriculum from the early years through to further education. So today we're going to have a few solutions about inclusion that are going to pitch for us and pitch for our dear jury. The jury is here to challenge our pitchers, but also to support them, because it's quite a challenge to pitch in 3 minutes in English in front of all this wonderful audience. So we're here to support, to challenge, and to bring them also forces for the rest of their journey. Dear jury, I'm happy to discover who you are, and you will be also in charge of voting for your coup de cœur, and the coup de cœur will be able to pitch tonight at the collective stage over there. If you want to join, it's at 7 p.m. Dear jury, who are you? Let's begin with maybe you. Microsoft needs a mic. Do we have a mic? Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, it's more fun, right?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Rebecca, for the introduction, and good luck to all the pitchers. Very happy to be there. So I'm Anthony Virapin, and I lead the Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact at Microsoft, meaning that we help positive impact entrepreneurs like we have today with technologies, connections, go-to-market opportunities. Good luck again.
Thank you for being here.
Hello,
Again.
I'm Miruna Senchuk. I'm from BNP Paribas Personal Finance, known in France as ZLM. So I'm Chief Sustainability Officer and very into the inclusion topics, because ZLM was born to include more people. So,
thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Philippe Dupérin. I will be launching the trial for the 4-day work week in France. And I'm also a social entrepreneur, having as a general delegate of Mavoie.org, which is a tech non-profit startup supporting French needs, not in employment, education, or training, finding their way towards employment. And I'm eager to see the pictures.
Me too. Thanks for being here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeroen, Dutch guy. I'm at Anon Group, which is a The Hague-based company. We support as many founders as we can to make impact. We do that with spaces. We do that with our own university. And I lead the impact investing division, where we have challenge-based funds focused on inclusion and other things. So happy to hear the pictures.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sylvain Taboni. I'm investment director and co-run an investment envelope at BNP Paribas, dedicated to support the growth of startup, focusing on impact and tackling yet social challenges.
Wonderful.
Hello, everyone.
Last but not least.
Yeah, back to... So I'm Camille Huret. I spent 15 years in impact investing, especially in financial inclusion. And right now, I'm the co-founder of Beyond Finance. That is a gender lens and climate resilience private debt fund project. So I'm very interested to see what the pitchers have to present.
Yeah. Thank you for your enthusiasm, dear jury. We're going to listen to the first 5 pitchers and then have a time for Q&A, then 5 other pitchers and another Q&A to vote for your coup de cœur. In the audience as well, I hope you'll like the pitches. You can also pick your coup de cœur and get inspired by their project and their pitches. Okay, so let's begin this first round if you're ready. Okay, I'm happy to announce the first pitcher, and it's also an initiative that I've been part of for 4 years, so I'm happy to introduce you to Éloi from Coexister.
Thank you, Rebecca. A Muslim, a Jewish, an atheist, a Christian, an agnostic walk into a bar. It's not a joke, it's our solution since 2009. We are creating some safe space to bring youth people together, thanks to their different faith, I'm sure all of you, you have different faith to common action, different faith to change now. My name is Éloi Deschamps. I'm the happy co-director of Coexister, this wonderful youth movement. And when I was a student, I was really shocked, really sad about the tragic events of Charlie Hebdo and Bataclan attack in 2015. I understood really clearly that people don't want to live together, and we have some strong stereotypes. So every year, since 8 years, we are making some advocacy work, some awareness workshop, and some research program to understand how the people, when they meet someone that is different, interact. And you can see the numbers. It's pretty scary. So it's a pity because, for example, in France and in Europe, we have everything needed. We have diverse religious community. We have in France the first Jewish community, the third Muslim community in France. We have one of the most ancient Christian country. We have a lot of laws that protect us, but stereotypes are really, really strong. So we made some research programs. I was really happy to be part of one of those 5 research world tours in order to seek initiatives about how can we bring youth people from thanks to their different faiths to a common action. You see, a lot of interface initiatives exist, and we import them into our local groups here in Europe. We came back from those world tours with strong values written in our DNAs. And we create a unique, scalable, simple local programs, starting by dialogue in order to create safe space, and the boom effect. Solidarity action, because it's really fun when you engage all together, knowing that the person on your side is here with 100% of their identities and accept 100% of your identities. And when you have this transformation, wonderful. You want to spread the world, and you want people to join you. So the awareness workshop and creating of the Peace Ambassador program. But we need you. We have a simple ask for you because it's working since 2009. We have support from cities, from European Commission, from companies, from local citizens, but I'm sure that the stereotypes are still deeply rooted. So if you scan this QR code, actually you will help me because I'm not sure that it's working. You will find 3 ways to engage: donate, join.
Yes, support. Thank you very much. You can come that way and join us in a few minutes for the Q&A session. Thank you, Éloi. We're going to welcome the second pitcher. Let's support Sandrine for her project Mix City.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. So I'm Sandrine Charpentier. I am the CEO of Mix City. Mix City is the first HR tech platform, and we help companies and schools to assess and monitor diversity, equity and inclusion in the workplace. I don't know if it's clear for you, but in the company, 3 on 5 people say that they are a diversity, a visible or invisible diversity. So it's an important topic for employees in the workplace to feel belonging and to have a real culture of diversity and inclusion in their organization. As you may know, reporting on social impact is quite difficult today for companies because they are not really ready to report on their social impact and performance. And on the other hand, there is a big challenge for companies to work on their employee brand, inclusive employee brand, because attendees and employees need to feel included in their workplace environment. And it's a real challenge for companies to to have concrete proof that they are inclusive. So Mixity, for this, our solution is a SaaS platform that helps companies to monitor, to assess their diversity, equity, and inclusion performance on 5 main dimensions: gender equality, disability, ages, social mobility and ethnicity, and LGBTQI+ issues. And for this, we have created very easy and simple audit solution, diagnostics and employee surveys that can help companies to have a quotation on their diversity and inclusion performance and actionable plans to build and develop their commitments on diversity and inclusion. And it's very useful to report and to attract talents in the company and to drive more performance on social responsibility. So today we work for more than 150 companies to help them to deliver regulatory compliance and stakeholders engagement.
Thank you, Sandrine. That was a nice gong. Hopefully you'll come back for the Q&A session. Thank you so much for your pitch. Let's continue with Georgia with her wonderful pitch for Geoidentity. Enjoy, Georgia.
So I would like to start by asking you a question. How do you survive in a world of verification without proving who you are? This is what I was asking myself by working with refugees, stateless, crossing many countries, living in war zone, and observing how geography has the power to draw and define our existence. This is something that I want to share with you today, not just through my voice, but through their voices.
I'm a refugee from Syria.
São Paulo, do Brasil.
Yo soy arqueóloga. Estudié en la Universidad de Alex.
I'm a stateless person. I don't have any documents that proves who I am.
I was studying at the University of Aleppo, Banking Institute, Economics, English. My family house was bombed 3 times. Thinking to myself, oh my God, I will never get the opportunity to study.
So today, over 1.5 billion people around the globe have no means to prove their identity. And over 108 million worldwide were forcibly displaced as a result of wars, political religious persecutions, climate change, losing access to vital personal documents such as graduated or present student certificates. So the loss of physical academic certificates, as well as their titles not being recognized because of the inconsistency of validation processes between countries, make it extremely difficult for migrants to rebuild their life. But if you think about it, in the past, we invented the passport to travel around the world with ease. Imagine now if every country could request you a different document and a different process to access the country, who will travel more. This is exactly what happened when we need to cross another border, the study and job validation one in another country. That's why Geoidentity proposes today a universal system for study validation through an academic passport to preserve one's identity. The new digital passport contains within it not only personal data, but also academic data as a unique part of our identity. Data are logged and validated through a blockchain platform, allowing students to provide all their data for any host universities in the world. This is really a call for Ministry of Education, universities, UNESCO. Education and identity are both undeniable human rights that needs to be turned into a resilient system for all. Geoidentity can make this possible, but what we need is technological partnership to found a blockchain platform and to create awareness so to make the right people listen to these voices. Our studies and career choices say much more about who we are, especially if we have to rebuild our life. And so digital transformation really holds the key for education and identity for future prosperity. And it may sound utopic and huge, and yes, it is actually both, but it's also possible, and Geoidentity can make this possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Georgia. Thank you for raising our awareness. Wow. I'm a bit touched by the topic, you know, guys. Wow. Looking forward to the fourth speaker. It's Erich with Say It Labs. Go, Erich.
Up. Testing. Good. Okay, before we get started, we're in Paris, and I want to sing a little bit. So I'm going to ask everybody to sing one line by Queen, We Will Rock You, on the count of 3. Are we ready? We can do this. 1, 2, 3. We will rock you. Woo! All right. People don't stutter when they sing. That's because singing happens on the right side of the brain and speaking happens on the left side of the brain. But what if you could rewire the brain so that stuttering would become something of the past? My name is Eric. I'm the founder of Say It Labs, and we make the most amazing video games in the world to help people with speech or language disorders. How many people? There are over 600 million people in the world with a speech or language disorder, like stuttering or articulation disorders or Parkinson's disease. But what's crazy is that only 9% of all these people get speech therapy. Well, why is that? It comes down to 3 things. Speech therapists have really busy schedules, it's expensive, and AI has not yet been introduced into this field. So we make video games that combine artificial intelligence and speech therapy. And the idea is that you have to use your voice to play the games. And while you play the games, you get immediate feedback, and based on that feedback, the game will adapt to the user's capabilities. So people say, what is it about intensity? Well, it's this. If you want to get good at anything, you'll need practice, repeated practice. And video games are a great way to make an intensive practice happen. So I'm one of the co-founders of Say It Labs. We are a team of computer scientists, linguists, speech-language pathologists, and video game designers and developers. We stand unique in our world because we're the first company in the world to have developed a speech recognition engine for people with speech disabilities. We recently launched Stutter Stars. It's the first game for kids who stutter. We worked on it for 4 years. We already have thousands of downloads, and we have been retraining our algorithms for the last 6 months intensely. So our vision is not only to make a game for people who stutter, for all disorders and all languages, because people with communication needs deserve the intensive practice. At Say It Labs, we really want you to get the words out. Just say it.
Yeah. You rocked! Just over there, thank you very much. I didn't know you sing so well! Oh, wonderful. Okay, let's welcome Rumi from Rahat for the next speech.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Rumi Singh. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rahat. Our solution is a decentralized financial access platform to support the most marginalized. Did you know that over 700 million people live in extreme poverty globally? And climate change and disaster is pushing millions more in dire circumstances. Financial access can bridge that gap. However, traditional financial services can be opaque, and it really bothers down and bogs down the whole process. And there's a huge percentage of people who are still unbanked. When you zoom into a country like Nepal, agriculture is a significant source of livelihood. But with the impact of climate change, unexpected and weather patterns, and not to mention glacial floodings, the most vulnerable are pushed further into poverty. We are on a mission to change financial access. Rahat leverages the power of blockchain technology to, 1, build efficient and transparent access to aid even before a climate disaster. 2, build resilience with access to microinsurance for smallholder farmers with instant payout. And 3, capacity building with digital and financial literacy to bridge the access divide. We work on smart contracts with predefined climate risk triggers. So, for example, say a flood risk at 50 inches of rain in 4 days. Once this flood risk or this particular trigger is reached, the farmer receives an instant payout. Rahat eliminates lengthy and cumbersome claims assessment process and admin processes. It gives you real-time audit trails, so the financial reconciliation processes can be cheaper and faster. And even an unbanked beneficiary can access through their mobile phones. And we have a B2B2C financial model. We have revenue streams of monthly subscriptions, funding and grants, and also consulting. We have impacted over 19,000 beneficiaries in Nepal and 2 other countries in South Asia. We're part of the MIT Solve, GSMA, and UNICEF Innovation Startup portfolio. We have a team of diverse expertise from fintech and blockchain to disaster management and social entrepreneurship. We are seeking global partnerships to scale in new markets, impact investment, and clients to further out a reach of impact. Join us as we build bridges to equity, one community at a time. Thank you.
Wow. Drop the mic. Wow, thank you very much. You can stay with us because it's time for the Q&A session. Please join us. Coexister, Mix City, Geoidentity, Said Lab, and Rahat. You can stay on my right for the camera to be able to see our dear jury. So it's time. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready, jury? Time for questions. Please make sure that each person gets at least one question. And we have 8 minutes. Let's go.
One question for Eloi. As a director of a non-profit, I know it's hard to get funded. It's even harder when it's linked to religious or politics. How do you cope with it?
Europe is a big help, family foundation also, and donation and membership. We are seeking a lot of people from local groups. We have in Germany, Italy, Philippines, Peru, France, but I'm co-director of France. And when you get a membership, you give a little amount of money. So Europe, family foundation, some companies also, and membership. We are not linked to religious institution. We are free.
Thank you very much.
I got one question from Mix City. You presented your ambition and system. Do you have some key elements, results?
Results on the improvement of diversity and inclusion?
Absolutely,
yes. What we have studied with our clients years by years. We are a young startup, so we have 4 years of existence. But based on the data we get today, we can say that we improve at a level of 45% the performance in diversity and inclusion in the company based on all the scorings we do year by year with the companies and the steps we see in terms of progress.
I have just one question for you, Sandrine. Thank you for the pitch. It was good to discuss about that for the corporates. I saw a lot of logo about what you do for improve their D&I score.
Yeah.
Are you working also with the public sector and the governments, especially because what you are doing is really system changes, right?
Yeah.
So we need to influence the system to influence also other corporates. Are you working with them?
We work not directly. We go in the government. We speak with a lot of people from governments and institutions to insist on the fact that the law, the regulation have to be stronger and to accompany the changes we need for our countries, for our world. But now, as we are a small startup, we focus a lot on our challenges, and we work first for private companies, schools. We have developed an assessment framework for schools. So it's coming and it's growing on this part too. And our next step is to have assessment frameworks for governments, of course.
Can I continue then with kind of same question for Georgia? Because I understood you didn't start your project, but have you started to interact with educational systems? Because that's a change of of accepting other countries' diplomas, and being a foreigner, I know what it means. That's a huge change in the statutory world.
Absolutely. This is the most important part of the project. So try to build bridges and partnership with universities. Little by little, growing that. The reach point will be for the project like UNESCO, in order to have bridges between Ministry of Education plus universities, like to little by little join the platform. And we are on the prototype stage right now, so it's still an ongoing process. It's really huge, but we have all the capacity to make this, and the technology is available. So with the all ongoing situation and war and climate change, it's important to make this happen now, even if it is for inclusion. Like I'm also like exhibiting in the first responders, because governments need to understand that this is something to actuate now as soon as possible to avoid what's going on now in the future. So yes, thanks.
I have a question to you two. Do you already know how you will generate revenue and who will pay for the solution?
So basically, universities will pay for this. It's part of the process, and this will be actually, if you think about it, like US, how many administrative process between each countries, it will actually be like an earning for them. Like it will be much easier in terms of facilitating the issues, because if every country will ask for the ID, will require you a different document, it will be much difficult, and money as well in the behind process. So it's just to facilitate the process of identity and education as part of it. Thanks.
Yeah, I have a question for Rahat, because you're right at the core of what we are intending to do. So I'm very curious. So you were mentioning services as loans, deposits, and I was wondering, do you already have the banking or microfinance license, or will you work through partnerships with existing institutions?
We work in partnerships with existing institutions. So Rahat is mostly a tech solution. So, and then we key in with mobile pay, banking, cooperatives. So it's in connection and integration.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'd like to go to Arish. Great thing. Congratulations. I have two questions. First of all, you are on the App Store. Is there any initiative to also serve underserved populations that might not be there or that might not be able to pay for it? That's one. Second of all, very interesting for me as kind of a VC that you are broadening as well in terms of languages, but also in terms of solutions and the kind of support that you can offer. To what extent is your methodology scalable in that sense, or do you need to build entirely new products?
Okay, so we spoke to a couple, I can't name names, but we've spoken to a couple of people in the NBA and the NFL about doing some NGO work and some nonprofit work for people who are underserved in some more impoverished areas of the United States. And then for our own solutions, so the biggest thing that we've worked on is our core engine. And the core engine can actually be applied to many different types of disorders. So we exist for 5 years, and over 5 years ago, we started really getting into the AI, really doing a deep dive in the tech development. And now the core engine is extremely well suited to scale. It took us, we did a Dutch version. It took us 6 months to do it, and now we're working on a French version. That looks like it's going to take us about 3 months to make it in French. So for us to scale this into other languages, it goes really fast. And then the ability for us to scale into different types of disorders, we're just capitalizing on the existing technology. Based on the data that we get in, we regenerate our algorithms, and we're just broadening that out. So 5 years for one video game, but we're going to do about 4 more video games within this particular year. So we're going pretty fast.
One question for Rahat, Rumi. What is the most important competitive advantage you derive from blockchain?
The transparency and the accountability. That piece really brings in, it really lowers the cost when it comes to financial reconciliation. And that's huge when it comes to working in the humanitarian aid sector as well. So it really brings down that particular financial piece.
Can I continue then with you? It's finished?
I think it will be great for the networking area afterwards.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It was nice to listen to you guys. Congratulations again. Thank you for your questions. After 5 more pitches, we'll know who your coup de cœur is, your jury. So for now, let's continue with the second batch of pitches. Let's welcome Françoise for Kind Winter.
Good morning, all of you wonderful change makers. I'm Françoise Cole, the founder of Kind Winter. Kind Winter is a very simple proposition after all these tech propositions. We supply protective gear at scale for the homeless. We are facing a major humanitarian crisis in our cities on our doorstep. Just in London, every single night, over 10,000 people sleep outside. And they sleep outside like this chap with not much protection. He's just got a sweatshirt. He's not going to sleep. He's going to be shivering all night. And I just want to talk to the audience. How many nights do you think you can survive like that? When you think that when we just lower our temperature at home by 2 degrees, we have 3 extra pullovers. Now, how did he come to this situation? There are a number of reasons why someone can end up on the street. There are the same number of reasons that keep him on the street. And after 1 week of chronic sleeplessness, anybody will suffer from serious physical and mental health issues. And they will be in no shape to actually make an effort to get out of this hole. But there is actually no reason why this should happen. We have all the knowledge, all the equipment to look after ourselves. We know how to protect ourselves in harsh environments. So how can we get this equipment and this knowledge to those who need it? So our solution, in a very fragmented NGO landscape, is first, we fundraise. This is where we need you. Second, we order in large scale the right equipment. Third, we donate it to the NGOs. We don't sell, we donate. And fourth, they, in their turn, give it to the homeless people. So what is our ask? Our ask is just money, money, money. For you all around here, donate. For the companies who are here, we can help you with your CSR requirements. But I have another ask. One of the very hurtful things that we hear about from the returns from the homeless people is that they feel dehumanized. So if we could just ask you, next time you walk past a homeless person, just acknowledge them, smile or say hello, and in short, be kind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. After We Will Rock You from Queen, we went to ABBA, Money, Money, Money. Interesting. Next speech, we're going to welcome Iba from Maharat Learning Centers. Welcome, Iba. Thank you. It's going to work. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Dr. Hiba Shatta. I come from United Arab Emirates. I'm a dentist by profession. My journey with special education started in 2007 when my daughter was diagnosed with autism and there were no services for a child who's 1.5 years old. So I started several companies. One of them is Maharat Learning Center. It's not working?
It's not working yet, but the team is on it.
Can someone help me?
Yeah, we're going to help you.
Okay. So every child, there are 75 million people affected with autism around the world. There are at least 20 million in the Middle East and North Africa, and 1 million alone in the GCC countries. And every child is unique. So he needs an assessment, he needs a report, a specialist to follow him, report instruction on what programs they will get, and then training the people who will work with this child. Our solution today is Maharat Empower, and Empower is developed after 16 years of experience in providing evidence-based ABA program to children with variety of cognitive disorders from autism to ADHD to learning difficulties. And this platform is AI integrated, so all these reports become automated. So there is an IPQ for the parents to fill along with some certain cues, and then the AI will develop the program along with the program instruction, coupled with a video library to show the parent or the caregiver or the specialist how to implement each program. So with this, I'm sorry it's not working. You have a problem with the clicker. But our Empower solution is going to empower families, empower professionals, especially with the challenge of growing mental health issues, not combating with the number of specialists we have in the market, especially in the Middle East market, which have a lot of wars and a lot of instability, and many children are deprived of help and support. Our ask is $1 million to $1 million to integrate the AI. It will be done. Oh, thank you very much. So I'm going to jump quickly. So this is Empower. And our solution is cost effective. It will cost $10 per month. It will be beneficially to on the side, we will have an e-learning platform, a resource platform, and a psychology hub for consultations. So if the clients still need some consultation, they can get that through third parties. And our hub is the professionals plus the caregivers and parents. Our estimated revenue in 5 years will be 4.5 million, estimating that we are targeting 10% of the population of special needs in the GCC for the first year, then expanding to Middle East and North Africa. Yes, thank you very much. I finished on time. Good. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Congratulations without the slides.
Invest for impact.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow, she did it without the slides. Once again, I think we can give a warm applause to Iba. Thank you so much. Adaptation is so key. Okay, let's continue with Steve with his project Neighbourly. Enjoy, Steve.
I thought that was particularly impressive without any slides. Very good morning. My name's Steve Butterworth. I'm the CEO of Neighbourly, and I'm here to talk to you today about our mission to deliver £100 billion of community impact, and to talk to you about the power of local communities, because we believe that global change starts locally, one community, one company, and one person at a time. But the world is changing, and we know that. That's why we're all here today. The climate emergency, social polarization, misinformation are what the World Economic Forum has cited as being the top risks that face us in the next 3 years. When you look against that backdrop about the challenges that face business leaders today, they're wrestling with ESG mandates. They're trying to embed purpose into their organizations to attract talent, to attract customers, and to engage with their employees. But what underpins that then is building trust, because foundations of society are built on trust. Higher trust results in greater economic reward. And when you look at the way that trust works, you look at the way that organizations benefit from consumers trusting them, and consumers trust them when they support the communities where they live and where they work. And so it's been difficult for businesses to be able to do this at scale. So imagine a solution where you can connect businesses and all of the resources that they've got to give away, whether that be time, money, or surplus products, not just to communities, but where communities can surface the needs that they have in real time and then be able to measure that impact and be able to report back on it through an AI-powered network. Unlike our competitors, we're providing employees with a single place to go to be able to support the causes that they care about the most, but for causes to be able to surface the needs that will support their communities, building happy, healthy, resilient communities. We have a multidisciplinary team experienced in growing businesses both organically and acquisitively across multiple sectors. As a business, we have a very simple business model where corporate partners pay an annual fee to be able to access this invaluable network of vetted good causes that support their communities. As a business, we'll be hitting 5 million ARR in Q2, we'll be break even in Q3, and we'll be growing 50% year on year over the next 3 years. And that will give us access to a total addressable market of over £50 billion. So the opportunity for us is to deliver £1 billion worth of impact by 2025 and £100 billion of impact by 2030. And why is this important? Because as Paul Polman said, businesses cannot succeed in societies that fail. Thanks very much.
Thank you. We continue with the fourth speech with Ruth Savar. Welcome account.
Hi. 90 million is the number of newcomers and immigrants that now are living in Europe. It's more than German population. 3 million is the newcomers that arrive every year in Europe. I'm one of them. I'm a political refugee in France. I was activist and entrepreneur in Iran. I spent several months in prison because of my activity. But who we are? The main part of newcomers in Europe are workers and their beloved families. But you have students and refugees like me. No matter why they are here, we are here. Access to banking system is painful. The services are not adapted. There is a study of MIT that shows newcomers and immigrants pay more and receive less services from the banks than local person. And the problem is not their solvability, is our nationality. Myself, Ruth Savar, with my brilliant Caroline Span, my co-founder, and Hamze, one of our CTO, who is a political refugee himself, supported with our board and investors, Cédric O, former French minister, the brilliant leaders from PayPal, La Banque Postale, Spotify, banking. We created a welcome account, the first neobank for newcomers in Europe, endorsed by Visa and a subsidiary of Le Crédit Agricole. We are powered by GenAI. It's very important for us to manage a KYC process, and we have developed a GenAI agent for newcomers to empower them to manage their finance, to understand in their language what's happening in their finance here. We have a B2B2C business model. That means we partner with the big NGOs. For instance, the Red Cross. We are a official partner of the UN, or companies that hire newcomers. They source clients for us, and they pay us for open a bank account. And we aim to reach 1 million people for our new bank.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ru. We can go that way. Wonderful. Let's finish with the last picture. We're going to welcome Riham from MeVitae. Welcome, Riham.
Hello, I'm Riham, CEO and co-founder of MeVitae. We're here to create fairness in the workplace. Before we start, I'm going to tell you some of our key metrics. We crossed over £1 million ARR. We're growing 4x year on year. Our churn is less than 0.2%. Our average client size is about 10,000 employee size. And our team is about 18 employee size, with also incredible board members, including the co-founder Shazam, the former HR director of Airbus and Megit. And this is all down to our common goal of trying to create fairness in the workplace. And this is down to all our clients. We secured one of the biggest contracts with the US government, the UK government, HS2, Southern Company, Hogarth, and a lot more over the past year. And we're growing at a substantial rate, about 30% quarter on quarter. And that is down to being able to solve a challenge. We make about 35,000 decisions every single day. And 95% of those decisions are unconscious. We don't know we're doing them. And as a neuroscientist, I know that impacts every single decision that we make. So how do we tackle that? very simple ecosystem of being able to drive diversity and inclusion in the workplace. And we've seen that this trend is growing year on year. And we've seen that this is going to continue with ESG and compliance over the years too. What do we do at MeVitae? MeVitae is an ecosystem that does the following things. Number one, we aggregate HR data when we work with an organization. They'll use SAP, Workday, SuccessFactors, all of these. We aggregate all of their HR data to understand where the bottlenecks are in their challenges. We can detect where potential biases lie at a departmental all the way over to a global level. Then we can counteract different biases using different interventions that we offer. Anonymized recruiting, screening tools, parsing, to tackle different biases all the way from acquisition, all the way to retention, and even promotion. So we know exactly where the challenges are, and we can measure the impact of those. So let me tell you some of this impact. So we've increased diversity metrics by over 50%. We've saved over 90% of time for organizations. We've saved them over £100,000 in costings, and we've doubled their talent pool. All of just on the back of being able to use MeVitae. Where are we now? We've got to the stage where the growth that we've had, we're actually setting up an office in the US as we speak. We're actually going to be relocating over there over the next couple of months. We're going to be raising our Series A and registering our organization in the US, purely because we've got a very simple goal, creating fairness in the workplace. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can stay with us for the Q&A session, and we'll welcome the other pitchers for the last Q&A session. Kind Winter, Maharat Learning Center, Neighbourly, Welcome Account, and MeVitae with us already. Dear jury, you know your mission. We have 8 minutes. Let's ask questions to each of the pitchers. Let's start with you.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, still on my financial inclusion track. First of all, congratulations. I'm impressed. What you went through and what you are achieving right now. So thanks you for the inspiration. Then about this banking app that you are creating, the regulation, the banking regulation, especially in KYC, etc., is quite stringent. I reckon it's a challenge for your model. I see you have strong partners like Crédit Agricole. How do you tackle that? And again, super important what you're doing. So I hope the regulation won't prevent you from doing it.
Thank you very much. Actually, you are totally right. We spent more than 2 years to tackle and to solve this problem, to make sure that all our processes are compliant, and we are sure that, because in Europe we have the right of access to bank account. So every European residents have a right. But the problem, as soon as we can attest that Ruh Savar is really Ruh Savar, we can onboard them. And that's how B2B2C model help us to improve our KYC. We at the GenAI level to understand that the person are the same person, but we made sure with Crédit Agricole, with Visa, with our partners, that all the process is compliant, and actually the law is in our side. The problem is our clients are not the main persona of regular banks, so they find some reason to say them sorry, we can't serve you.
And maybe a future partnership with Geoidentity then.
Yeah.
To help you on this.
Sure.
If I may. Yeah. I got one question for Maharat Learning Center. If I have well understood, you plan to afford large databases to many families who need to have some information and also tools to improve the situation of their children. Do you plan also in your system to assess regularly the improvements of the children, so that you can also monitor properly the efficiency of what you put
When the parents get the program, they need to enter data instantly. For every program, they have to do data. And then when they insert data on a daily basis, they get graphs to see improvement on each program. And hopefully with the AI, once the program is mastered across 3 settings, 80% accurate answers, they move to the next target. So it is self-developing. So the child who starts with 1 word, once he masters 2 words, he moves to 3, to a sentence, to a more complex passage. So it grows as the programs updates automatically based on the input that the parents put in their data graph, in their data entry.
Can I continue with the same with another question for you?
Yes.
I did not understood what the 1 million fund the request was for, what you need it for.
Okay. The project now is we already have the data. We have about 16,000 reports from different children with different diagnoses. We have the video library, but we want to integrate the AI. So to integrate the AI, we need about $350,000, between $200,000 and $350,000. Then there is the service fee, the server fee. We are using Amazon because of the security level and because we are already launched on Amazon. So Amazon Web Service, unfortunately, it's one of the most expensive, especially when you are targeting more than 10,000 users. And then we have the maintenance and development. On this side, we will have to hire internally some salespeople and marketing and the technical end and back end and front end IT engineers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One question for Françoise. So you want to give outdoor gear for the homeless. Do you plan to produce, or do you plan to source from existing supplier? And why would what is the main advantage of you being a supplier for the non-profit instead of, I don't know, Decathlon or whatever outdoor company?
Well, first of all, Decathlon did not want to work with us, so it's nice. But no, we started the easy way. We were barely 1 year old, so it's an emergency. I don't have time to set up a factory, and so I just buy from Asia. It's the worst carbon footprint ever. I'm so sorry about it. I'm trying to solve it, but that's the way. So for the moment, we buy the right, good quality product, but we buy it from the manufacturers in Asia. We import it to the UK. I have actually looked for local production. I happen to know quite well the outdoor industry through my mountaineering past, and there is nobody who makes synthetic sleeping bags in the UK. They only make very high-level duvet bags, which are unusable in a wet climate. So production is really far away, but I've been networking here with the textile startups here, see who does reclaiming of synthetic fibers, can we find a solution, and maybe one day we will find one.
I have a question for Riam and Steve, the same one actually. You proved that you have a lot of customers, you have return on investment, I would say, and global customers. What do you need to scale now?
Me first. What do I need to scale? So we're going to be doing our Series A round in a couple of months because what we need to do is actually set up the office in the US because 70% of our revenue and our clients are US based. So we need to set up our presence, hire a sales team over there. At the moment, we're doing lots of long hours here in the UK. So that's the first kind of key area. The second area is working a lot more with policy and government around driving change and compliance. So that's going to be a key part. I sit on the board of something like Tech UK, where we discuss these on a regular basis. But that's key importance to being able to drive more governance and compliance in the space that we're in.
So it's a similar story. So to date, over the last 10 years, we've raised about £7.5 million. So we're looking at a Series B later on this year. We're UK and Ireland focused at the moment, but have global brands and international businesses. So it's very much about driving that international growth strategy. So a majority of that, as you'd expect, is going to go into the go-to-market strategy into overseas markets. Early stage research suggests that we've got a great opportunity in North America, which I've done before, but also would be client-led going into mainland Europe as well.
I have a question to you, Steve, also. How far do you go into the identification of local partners? Because I understood that you are orienting also to local solutions for people that want to volunteer from the corporates, and I wanted to better understand this part.
So I think if I've understood the question correctly, I think so we have over 30,000 vetted local charities and good causes who obviously are existing infrastructure, which is what we're trying to leverage. So they go through a vetting process, which is a combination of automatic checks. So we hook into APIs that enable us to be able to check on anything from Companies House to Charities Commission, and then obviously you do social listening as well to check that they're behaving responsibly. So when it comes to then a corporate partner being able to support those causes, they have the peace of mind that they're being able to support someone who is validated and obviously doing what they say they're doing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll have more questions in the networking area. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for your questions. Congratulations so much on your project. Thank you so much for your contribution. Dear jury, it's time to, I know it's hard, but vote for your coup de cœur. I loved a lot of projects here, so good luck on electing the one for you. And thank you very much to the audience for being here. We are closing this speech session, but in a couple of minutes we'll have another one on the topic of energy, so feel free to stay here. And all the pitchers and jury members are welcome over here to get ready for the next speech session. Thank you so much and enjoy your ChangeNOW experience.